Back ready again. Quick check lift to second, the 0-1. In the dirt as it's off the chest protector of Grantham, 1-1. Long lead at second for Rich Rodriguez. Bat staying pretty close to that bat down there at first. 1-1 delivery from Thorsley and poked out towards center. Dale racing over for this one. And he comes up with that one. Jacoby Dale. Highlight reel catch out there in the left center gap. That going to be a play of the game candidate right there.
Colby Smith back here on our pregame show, once again joined by assistant coach Josiah Aska. Coach, heartbreaking loss for you guys last night to Saugerties, 6-5. What did you see from the boys yesterday?
We just took ourselves out of it a little bit with the 4 errors. Other than that, it was a good game.
Talking about those 4 errors, you guys, when you had got back in the win column with those 2 games, pretty clean in the field. You want to just talk a little bit about how you feel like the errors diminish your chances of winning a game like that?
They just make us throw more pitches and, just makes the game a lot harder when we start to beat ourselves.
And you talk about throwing more pitches last night. Colin Condon, 4 2/3 innings. What did you see from him in his start yesterday?
He looked good. He was back in it, finding the groove. He let the heat get to him a little bit, working too quick. He is a guy that likes to work fast, but he's finding his pace, and he looked really good last night.
Well, and what's it like to, have a reassurance like that when he had a rough start last go around and then bounce back like he did yesterday?
It's good. He's a battler. He's a fighter. That's what you want to see out of a good player.
And obviously Martin Thorslin, the only guy you guys had to bring out of the bullpen last night, 4 1/3 innings pitched, probably his best outing of the summer so far. What did you see from him?
He looked good too. He was competitive in the zone, ripping the curveball through, making hitters hit pitches they didn't want to swing at.
And in talking about Saugerties hitting pitches they didn't want to swing at, how do you feel like that lineup stacked up 1-10 is amongst the lineups you guys have seen so far?
They're one of the better lineups. They definitely make a pitcher pitch, and they don't swing at balls. They only really swing at strikes and pitches that they're 100% going to make contact with. So it's definitely challenging from a defensive side, but you got to do what you got to do.
Well, and how do you feel like on the defensive side of things you guys have adapted to circumstances and rallied together here as the summer's gone on so far?
We just keep pushing. Even when we make mistakes, we know another one's going to come, and we try not to make that same mistake, but sometimes it happens.
Well, and what was it like to get that double play up the middle last night when you guys were down in that game to get back to the play?
We needed it, 100%. That's nothing else to say.
And talking about the defense specifically, what kind of adjustments or things have you guys talked about in the clubhouse off the record to try to get things on track?
Continuing to think, not making mental errors, and physical errors happen, but avoiding the mental ones.
And in terms of lineup last night, you guys did put together quite a nice string of hits, but you just couldn't come up with a big hit towards the end of the game. What's it like in a situation like that from a coach's perspective where you get so many guys on base and just can't seem to bring them in?
You just got to watch. There's not much we can do other than put the guys in the position and hope they come through, and sometimes you just don't.
Talking about putting those guys in position, how have you guys gone about trying to find the right combinations, trying to find the right situations to get guys in and get their reps?
It kind of depends day to day and game to game, but for the most part, we're just trying to create a solid rotation where guys continue to get at bats and get to work on what they need to work on.
And what kind of adjustments or little things have you been working on with guys? If you want to name any specific ones, totally up to you. But what kind of things have you been working on with the team in general to, tighten up their approach and get them ready here?
Honing in, specifically with a couple guys, honing in a more appropriate approach, finding what actually works for them despite what they were doing. Hand placement, landing position, stance height, a lot of different things, but I'd say the biggest one is 100% their mental approach when they first step in the box and being able to make adjustments pitch to pitch.
And what's the mindset that you guys have coming in with Dan Matafee tonight? What are you hoping for from him?
Just a solid outing, competitive balls, a lot of strikes, a lot of ground balls.
And the first time you guys saw Glens Falls, you only went 7 innings. You guys took the win in the Mercy Rule. What did you see from the Dragons the first time you saw them, and what was the message heading into this game today?
We're going to play hard. That's it.
Coach, thank you so much for your time. Good luck today.
Yes, sir.
Colby Smith back here with you on our pregame show, and I'm super excited to be joined by Outlaws pitcher Martin Thorsland today. Martin, a heck of an outing for you out of the bullpen last night against Saugerties. You want to just talk a little bit about what you were throwing out there and what was working for you yesterday?
Yeah, so coming out of the pen, I realized pretty quickly that my 2 off-speed pitches were not going to be on that night. I really just didn't have command of them, so I was very fastball heavy last night. I was running a 2-seam, hoping it would move a little bit, and kind of just trusting my guys in the field. It ended up working really well. I had great backup in the field from guys like Jacoby Dale and Jack Hopko. They kind of saved me in a couple of situations. So,
how early on in an outing do you know that those off-speed pitches aren't working, and how do you go about mentally combating that?
Last night I knew pretty much in the bullpen that I was yanking my curveball and that it probably wouldn't have been a very usable pitch. But I kind of went out on the mound and I tried to still work it, didn't totally give up on it. But as you pitch and as you move along, you kind of realize that it's not going well.
Well, in terms of mentally preparing for a lineup like Saugerties, they're absolutely loaded. What do you think about going into an outing like that beforehand?
In an outing like that, I'm just thinking about really throwing competitive pitches, not leaving pitches right down the middle, and just trying to get those guys to make contact and hit it to our guys.
And you talked about the fielders a couple bit. How reassuring is it for you to know you have such a strong defense there behind you to help you out?
It's awesome. It gives me a great peace of mind to know that even if I do let up a couple of hard hits, that they will be fielded and make plays for me. So.
Well, and what kind of things do you do in between your outings, or what do you do on a game day beforehand, knowing you're probably going to pitch to get yourself ready for it?
A lot of warming up and a lot of listening to music and locking in beforehand and just being ready to go out there and give it my all.
What's the go-to music to listen to?
I listen to a variety of absolutely everything. So.
Well, I also got to ask you as well, you saw Saugerties on opening night. You were the starter that night. They kind of rang you up a little bit, and last night certainly bounced back in a big way. What's it like for you mentally to, regroup like that and have such a good outing?
Yeah, so that first outing did not go as I had hoped it would, but it definitely, I used it as motivation going into the second outing, kind of lit a fire underneath myself, and really wanted to go out there and compete with those guys.
Well, and in terms of some of those hitters for Saugerties, what do you see from guys like that at the plate in terms of just how they approach at-bats against you?
Those guys are very talented up at the plate. They swing at just about everything that's in the zone. So having pitches that move a little bit and start in the zone and kind of go outside that they can't make great contact with is crucial.
And Martin, I got to ask as well, you're one of the returners on this team. You guys have gotten off to a pretty solid start here, all things considered. What's it like being back here and being around a team that's been playing so well so far?
It's awesome. This year's team really connected right off the bat. There wasn't much time of like an awkward stage, so that's been really great for the team chemistry, and I think that's been a very big part of our success.
Well, and how do you feel like this group has come together? Like, what's been your secret to come together so well here early on?
I don't think we really had to do anything to try. I think this group of guys just kind of meshed. We're all here for the same reason. We all want to get better. So I think it was pretty easy to just jump right in with these guys.
Well, and I asked Joel Hainer yesterday, but I want to hear your answer as well. What do you feel like this team's identity is to this point on the season?
I don't really know. I feel like I don't know.
Good.
Sorry.
No.
What do you mean by that?
Like, what do you feel like this team is most good at? And
I feel like it kind of depends on the night. I feel like we're very much like we have very good bats in the lineup, and we do have guys in the pen that can really go out there and do their thing. So I think overall we're a sound team this year.
And moving forward, what do you guys got to do to keep the foot on the gas here, try to get some more wins?
I think we just got to continue to do what we've been doing. We can't really, as we get later in the season, more games come along during the week, I think we just have to stay focused and keep doing what we've been doing.
And Martin, last question here before I let you go. You guys got this Glens Falls Dragons team here tonight, team you beat up on the first time you saw them. What's the message or approach going into tonight?
I think we want to do the same thing that we did last time and kind of keep things rolling, get back in the win column after last night, and just keep it going.
Martin, thank you so much for your time. Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
tonight for Glens Falls. 5'10", 180 righty. Just wrapped up his freshman year at Scranton U. The 1-0, up and away, ball 2. Connolly trying to get this offense off to a hot start. Outlaws did have 5 leadoff base runners get on against Saugerties yesterday. Brody Raleigh, second baseman. Ethan Glossa out in center, going to be behind him. And Marco Moises, right fielder in the 4 spot. As Connolly shoots one straight on back. It'll be 2-1. So Connolly going to opt to step out. Jay Creighton, looking at his numbers so far on the season, this is his first start on the bump for the Dragons. Pitched in 4 games through just 6 innings. His longest outing was on Sunday against Saugerties, where he pitched 2 innings, gave up 2 hits, and struck out 1, facing 9. His 2-1 offering to Connolly, sails up and away, ball 3. Creighton back on the first base side, the 3-1. Little bouncer into foul territory down the first base line as the count draws full. So Creighton immediately into a full count as that one breaks low and outside. Connolly's got himself a leadoff walk ahead of Brody Raleigh.
Next up for the Outlaws, the second baseman from Western Carolina, number 5, Brody Raleigh.
Brody Raleigh's been hot here to begin the summer for the Outlaws, coming back here for a second year. Didn't exactly put up the stat line that he wanted a year ago, and said his goal in coming back here was to make Oneonta proud in his second summer here. Raleigh takes one high and in, ball 1. To begin the summer, he's hitting .333 through 8 games played, 7 for 21 in total, with 5 of his 7 hits being for extra bases, 3 doubles, a triple, and a homer. Quick check look to first, and dancing off the bag is Connolly. The 1-0 offering, sails in there for a called strike, 1-1. Checklet to first, and now Creighton bat set from the first base side. 1-1. Raleigh smokes this one deep out towards left field. Charging bat. This one's going to fall in over the head of Ryan Hart. Raleigh's going to chug into second, turning third. Connolly's going to try and score, and not even going to make a throw to the plate as Raleigh's got himself an RBI double, and the Outlaws take a 1-0 lead.
Now batting for the Outlaws is our fielder.
So that's a way to start the game with authority.
Ethan Glossa.
And now Ethan Glossa. Ethan Glossa, 5'11", 180 from Oak Park, Illinois. He was at a showcase up at Amsterdam this afternoon, got in here late as he smokes the first pitch he sees out towards right field. Caught for the first out of the inning. It's Cespedes out there in right field for the Dragons.
New Orleans, number 23.
Is want to apologize about our technical glitches here tonight with our audio issue at the beginning and our scoreboard not working on the screen, as we're working to get that resolved as we go throughout the game here. But there's one down, bottom of the first, and now 1-0 lead for your Outlaws. Marco Moises in the 4 spot with a runner in scoring position, spot that he doesn't come up in too often. Moises, a lefty, takes a called strike off that lower outside of the plate, 0-1. Glossa with a fly out to right, and now Moises, who's in the 4 spot, hitting just .063 through 6 games played. 1 hit and 16 at bats. As that one going to skip away behind the plate. Raleigh going to chug up and advance to third. So that'll be a wild pitch to get Raleigh over to the third. And now the count going to be 1-1. Creighton charged for 4 earned runs in his first outing of the season. Has yet to give up an earned run since, as he's seen a couple of good teams too in Amsterdam, Watertown, and Saugerties. That Watertown game coming right down to the wire the other night. The Outlaws on the victorious end of things, 8-7 is the 2-1. Moises, bouncer, foul territory down the first baseline, hangs alive. Moises said that he was going to be hunting fastballs up and in against Creighton to begin this game tonight. Raleigh down there at third with just 1 away. The Outlaws looking for an insurance run, but first Moises calls time. Moises' only hit came in game 2 of a doubleheader against Albany, as he's been hitless in his last 3 appearances, as that one sails upstairs and away. 2 balls, 2 strikes going to be the count. Creighton bat set on the first base side. The sun totally gone here at Damaski as we've gotten into this first inning. Moises shoots this one again in foul ground on the first baseline. So working a long at bat against Creighton. Dragons starter didn't make it out of the first inning last night in Logan Jamross, as he gave up a couple to Albany before being yanked out of the game. So they won a bullpen game for 8 1/3 innings last night. And now knowing that Creighton not going to give them too long on the hill, see what he's got in him as a slow bouncer. Grabbed. Bernardo going to the bag, and they call safe. Moises going to get in there. He picks up an RBI as Raleigh crosses the plate. And the lead going to be 2-0 for Oneonta.
Taking in for the Outlaws, the catcher from Marist, number 20, Kyle Pollock.
So they do give a single to Moises, just as I figured they would. Our scorer Victor up here, always generous when it comes to batting averages. Has to be a really errant thing to draw an error here in Oneonta, as Kyle Pollock now going to come to the plate. One down. Now the runner at first is Moises. Is that one in there? Not going to get the strike call as it goes 1-0. Pollitt sits 205 from Neptune, New Jersey. Just finished his sophomore year at Marist. So he's one of 4 red Foxes on this 2024. Gets in there and he's got himself a bag. So Moises gets a stolen base, and the count going to be 1-2 on Pollock. Lucas Grantham, the extra hitter, going to be up next for Oneonta here in this bottom of the first. Still just 1 out. Pollitt both feet up tight to that chalk line. 1-2. Swing and a miss. Is Creighton going to pick up his first K of the outing? Not a big strikeout guy, but he went to that slider low and away and got Pollitt chasing. Lucas Grantham will come up next. Is Colton Harrison going to be behind him? We'll run through the full Oneonta order here coming up for you. Is that one in there for a strike? Harrison playing first base down there in the 7th spot. Darren Dangler, the left fielder, hits 8th. Ryan Kane playing third base, going to hit 9th. And Jack Bateman, the shortstop, down in the 10 spot. Quit Checklet to second. Moises dancing off the bag, wants to run. Swing and a miss. And Grantham now down to his last strike. So the count 0-2. Now Grantham going to call time. Checklet down a second. Is Creighton back set? 0-2, 2 away. Grantham lays off this one. Blocked down using the chest protector by Merowitz back there. Nice to see Merowitz keeping balls in front of him in this first inning. Guy who's seen limited action behind the plate so far for this Glens Falls team. Led by a first-year manager in Ryan Dino. Is the 1-2. Grantham going to tip it straight on back. So he stays alive, and he'll see at least one more. Grantham very patient, very conservative in his approach and what he offers at. Had a 2-hit game last night. Hadn't played in a few days, so nice to see him back in there again today. As the 1-2. Grantham rung up looking. So the Outlaws going to get a pair, and they strand one on base. We go to the second here in Oneonta. Your score, 2-0 Outlaws.
After one has
Top of the second, and Cespedes leading off the inning. He's in the 4 spot in the Dragons order. As Cespedes going to shoot one right up the middle, picked up by Raleigh, fired to Harrison, and that'll be a 4-3 for out one here to begin the second.
approaching the plate, the third baseman from the University of Maine, number 28, Jack Friend.
So now Jan Friend playing third base tonight in the 5 spot. Going to come up for the Dragons. And again, apologize about our difficulties here at the beginning tonight with audio and our scoreboard, but glad to have everything all up and working here now in the second inning. So the count 0-1. Matafee back out on the hill for his second inning of work. Out towards left field. Dangler going to charge over in the corner just to the right of the line. Makes the catch for the out. So there's 2 down quickly for Matafee here to begin the second. And Andrew Gabriel, the designated hitter, going to step up next. Gabriel looking to do some damage as he slid up and down the lineup for this team, right up the middle. And ball hits off the glove of Raleigh, rolls to the right, and that'll be an E4. Raleigh just couldn't squeeze his glove on that ball, and Andrew Gabriel being rewarded for it. That gives the Dragons a chance to hang alive here in the second inning. And Jordan Mirowitz going to get a chance to hit. Sitzo, 180 is Mirowitz, making his second appearance against the Outlaws. He's been out of the lineup for a little bit of time as he was nursing an injury. Last appearance was against Oneonta, so he hasn't played in 16 days as he trails in the count now 0-1. Went 0 for 2 in that Outlaw trip up there to Glens Falls, had a walk and a pair of strikeouts. Outlaws with early bullpen action. As Matafee, huge swing and a miss there, 0-2. Looks like it might just be routine bullpen. As Matafee probably going to go a handful of innings tonight for this team. Having an off day tomorrow. Don't want to tax the bullpen too heavy as the Outlaws will go into a stretch. Post tomorrow, playing 6 games in 6 days. Is Matafee going to get out of the inning with a swinging K? He sends down Mirowitz, who takes his 3rd K of the year, and we go to the bottom of the 2nd here in Oneonta. You score 2-0 Outlaws.
2-0 Oneonta. Don't forget to purchase your
Bottom of the 2nd inning back here on Outlaws YouTube. 2-0 lead for Oneonta as they get a couple of RBI hits from Brody Raleigh and Marco Moises in the bottom of the 1st, Creighton back out for a 2nd inning, and Harrison going to shoot the first one off in foul territory on the 3rd base side. Harrison still looking for his first hit as an Outlaw as he's 0 for 16 in 7 games played. Has 5 runs scored, 3 walks, 9 Ks. Is that one a beauty of a curveball? And it'll be 0-2. Creighton seeming to go to that off-speed stuff early in counts here to begin this one. 0-2 from Creighton. Swing and a miss as he got Harrison reaching for one. So he went to that lower outside corner, and he gets Harrison swinging. And Darren Dangler going to come to the plate. Darren Dangler, a catcher by trade, but he does it all for this Outlaw team. He's done some DH and EH, and he's played some outfield, a guy who even played some infield in high school. As Dangler lays off the first one, it's ball 1. Dangler 4 for 12 in 6 games played so far, so a .333 average and a small sample size. Has a pair of ribbies, 4 watts and 4 Ks as Creighton's 1-0. Dangler with a jogging over in foul territory, going right up to the screen. Bernardo able to make the catch. And they'll be 2 away as the Outlaws being aggressive up there to begin this 2nd inning.
Second base from the University of Rhode Island, number 2, Ryan.
Ryan King going to get his first start of the season for the Outlaws at 3rd base tonight. And he comes to the plate. 5'9", 181 is King. And he's another one still looking for his first hit of the summer, and tonight's his 7th appearance for these Outlaws. Has 1 RBI, 7 walks, 2 strikeouts, 1 stolen bag. King, first pitch swinging out towards left field. Poked this one deep, hard charging. Bat makes the play. Few steps in front of the track, and the Outlaws go 3 up, 3 down here in the bottom of the 2nd. To the top of the 3rd we go. The Outlaws remain in the lead, 2-0. Top of the third inning, back here at historic Damaski Field, and coming up later in this inning, we'll take our first look of the evening at the PGCBI out-of-town scoreboard. But first, it's Ryan Hart, Dan Matafee back out for another inning. Quickly going to jump ahead on Hart 0-1. Hart played in his 7th game tonight. He's still looking for his first hit. 0 for 12 with a run scored, 3 walks, 9 Ks. 0-1, laying off, and it'll draw back even at 1 ball, 1 strike. He has not played since Sunday when he went 0 for 1 with a strikeout and a hit by pitch and a home loss to Saugerties. Lays off this one. Going to be another one for a ball as it'll be 2 balls, 1 strike. Ryan Hart, both toes up tight to the chalk line. 2-1, swing and a miss. Matafee going to that fastball right down the gut. Now Kitson deals the 2-2, bounced in the dirt for ball 3. So the count goes full as it's 8-9-10 here for the Dragons in the third. Have just 1 hit also, and Andrew Gabriel reach on a Brody Raleigh error in the second. Payoff from Matafee as he kicks and fires. Swing and a miss. They say he tipped it, but it went right into the glove of Kyle Pollock, and Ryan Hart going to be retired for out number 1 here in the third. Nick Mazzarini doing the 9-spot duties tonight. Just concluded his junior year at East Texas Baptist University, coming all the way up to Glens Falls from Richmond, Texas for the summer. Took a huge healthy hack at the fastball, and he'll be behind 0-1. Matafee usually always starting the 9-hole batter off with a fastball. It's usually the approach most batters, or most pitchers in this league take, is the 0-1. Lays off, but a called strike nonetheless, 0-2. Mazzarini hitting just a butt 50, 3 for 20, 6 watts, 12 Ks, no extra base hits, no RBIs. 0-2 from Matafee, skipped in the dirt, and it'll be 1 ball, 2 strikes. Christian Moat playing second base for the Dragons, waiting in the on-deck circle. Sereni going to be coming up next. Mazzarini in a 2-2 count against Matafee. Kitson fires, low and outside, ball 3. So Matafee probably going to go back to this fastball with the count full and just 1 out. As a 3-2, tips straight on back, and he stays alive. Matafee back set from the stretch. Mazzarini working it for a long at bat. Longest one he's seen in a while is that one low and outside for ball 4. So he'll flip his bat away and be the first Dragon to reach as Glens Falls putting a runner on the base paths for the 3rd consecutive inning to begin this game. Christian Moat going to come up in the 10 spot with 1 on in front. The Outlaws going to shift to double play defense. Moat 5'11", 185 from Branchburg, New Jersey. As Matafee, his strike. He went right down Main Street with that one. Moat a 200 average, so hitting straight on the Mendoza line. 4 for 20, 10 games played so far. Has 3 RBIs, a walk and 2 Ks, 0-1. Shot in the air out towards shallow right field. Harrison going to chase it on back, and he's able to haul it down. So it'll be a P3 to send down Christian Moat, and we'll go back to the top of the Dragons order with 2 away here in the top of the 3rd.
We go with the shortstop for Maryville College, number 4, Cody Meyer.
Cody Meyer hit a single on the 7th pitch of his at-bat back in the 1st inning. Meyer's been a real solid player all around for this team so far. Had a stretch last week where he had 6 hits in the span of 3 games. As Meyer watches that one blaze by for ball one. Meyer coming off a 1-for-2 day with a run and a stolen base last night at home against Albany. Longest game Glens Falls has played thus far, as it was 3 hours, 25 minutes. Raleigh over to his left to Harrison in time for the out at first. And that'll be a 4-3 to end the top of the third. The Dragons strand one on the base paths, and we go to the bottom half of the inning. 2-0 Outlaws going to remain your score. Bottom of the third, back here at Stuart Tomaski Field. It'll be 10-1-2 for your Outlaws to come to the plate. Jack Bateman down in the 10 spot tonight, and he'll lead off the half inning. Making his first appearance at shortstop, as all his games prior for this team so far have been at third. Bateman went 1-for-3 with a ribby and a walk. First time these two teams met up. He ducks on down, and that's ball one. Bateman, a righty, 6'1", 200 pounds, playing his 10th game tonight, hitting .259 thus far. Skips in the dirt in front of the plate, count going to be 2-0. He had the night off yesterday after going 2-for-4 with a run, a ribby, and a walk up at Watertown in the narrow 8-7 victory on Monday night. Was a tough stretch for the Outlaws, playing 3 games in 3 days on the road and then having to turn around and play 2 more in a row at home, but played Saugerties to a tight game yesterday, falling 6-5 as this one shot straight on back, going to get out of the ballpark in front of our home plate gate. So the count 2-1. You're on Bateman. Bateman with a high shot. Straight up the middle. Moat and Merowitz over there. And Meyer going to be the man to come on in there and make the play for the out. So a piece hits for out number 1 to begin this third inning. As there's a lot of M's in this Glens Falls lineup tonight. Third to first on the infield. Friend, Meyer, Moat, Bernardo. Merowitz is behind the plate. And left to right in the outfield, Hart, Mezzarini, and Cespedes. As that one, Connolly ducks back from its ball 1. Drew a walk his first time up and came around to score on a Brody Raleigh RBI double back in the first. Outlaws played at 2 in the bottom of the first, and we've been scoreless thus far since. That one tipped out of play, 1-1. And now Connolly with a foul ball, first base, foul territory, and it'll be 1-2. So Connolly turning 20 tonight. As we once again put our happy birthday Brendan Connolly on screen there for you. 1-2. Creighton bat set from the first base side. Sails upstairs and away, ball 2. Connolly, a guy who's not afraid to work deep counts. Only has taken 3 walks thus far, though, and hasn't taken one in 4 games. 2-2 from Creighton. Swing and a miss. And he retires Connolly for the second out of the third. Shaky start for the Dragons starter, but he started to settle into a groove. Ahead of Brody Raleigh. Raleigh has the hardest hit ball in this game so far off Creighton. Was a double that he drove all the way out deep into left field. Hart had to chase it back, and it fell in over top of him. Raleigh takes a first pitch ball. That one's tight to the knees. Looking at the PGCBL out-of-town scoreboard for the first time tonight. Elmira down to Jamestown, 4-1 in the top of the fourth. Is Raleigh going to lay off in this one, getting away from Merowitz behind the plate. So 4-1 top of the fourth at Deethrit Park. Batavia Mutt-Dawes lead Niagara, 1-0, top of the fourth at Dwyer. Utica Blue Sox have a 4-2 advantage, bottom of the third on Watertown. 0-0 game between Newark and Geneva, top of the third. And Amsterdam down at Saugerties, they're tied 0-0, bottom of the second. Raleigh now takes a strike. And the count going to be 2-1. Moat Valley and Albany also playing tonight as well. That game, 6:30 start. Hasn't been started in point streak. So the score, that one unknown at this current moment, is Raleigh now ahead in the count 3-1. Creighton bat set on the first base side. Raleigh watches that one come in low, ball 4. And he's on base for the second consecutive time tonight. Now it'll be Ethan Glossa. Trying to plan something with Ethan Glossa for tomorrow. As it's another Outlaws off day. And Glossa's going to be umping some games at the All-Star Village. So we'll see if we can go get some day in the life of Ethan Glossa material tomorrow. Long lead off of first. Brody Raleigh on the move. Merowitz, that one got away, so Raleigh gets a stolen base. Got a big jump off of first, and Merowitz lost the ball, trying to throw it down there. Glossa leads in the count 1-0. Now a runner in scoring position with a 2-0 lead for the Outlaws here in the bottom of the third. Raleigh about a quarter of the way off the second base bag, trying to get down there to third. As Glossa lays off this one, 2-0 going to be the count. Glossa, as I said, his first time up, one of about a dozen Outlaws to go up to the showcase in Amsterdam for players a chance to show off their hitting and fielding skills. Up there tonight is the errant throw from Creighton, going to roll in the shallow center, and Raleigh's going to get to third on this one. Should be an E1. So Creighton, I don't know if there was just a miscommunication with his middle infielders, but now we're going to get a trip from Ryan Dio, and there's nobody throwing down in the Dragons' pen. Dio didn't have too much to say out there on the hill. But he's going to walk back to the dugout, content with what he hears. Raleigh down there at third after the error. So a stolen base and an error to get him 90 feet away from scoring here in the bottom of the third. Glossa flew out to right, back in the first inning, trying to shake it off and drive in a run here, as this one misses off the plate for ball 3. Moises will be up next in this half inning for the Outlaws if they need him. As Dio deals, called strike as he went to the fastball. Three-1 the count on Glossa. Fired in there for strike 2. His back-to-back fastballs thrown in there from Creighton. Still nobody down there and throwing in the Dragon bullpen. Nobody down there at all even. Nobody's even hanging out down there. As the payoff, Glossa shot right out towards right. Hat lost, but on the liner, Cespedes makes the play. And the Outlaws strand Raleigh over there at third. We go to the fourth. 2-0 Oneonta remains our score. Top of the fourth inning, back here on Outlaws YouTube. It'll be 2-3-4 for the Dragons to bat this half inning. And we want to remind you, if you haven't already subscribed to Outlaws YouTube, make sure you do today at Oneonta Outlaws PGCBL, because all games, home and away, with the exception of a couple of our road spots, streamed right here for you. So Justin Boiva going to step up to lead off this inning against Dan Matafee for the Oneonta Outlaws. That one low and away outside, ball one. Boiva lined out to short his first time up back in the first inning. With the 4-pitch at bat is the 1-0 from Matafee. Shot in foul territory, first base side, 1-1. Not much wind to be had tonight. Very hot day as everybody was sweating bullets taking batting practice this afternoon for the Outlaws. 1-1 from Matafee. Shot out in the right, past the outstretched glove of Raleigh. And for the fourth consecutive inning, the Dragons have a base runner. Boiva on to lead off the frame with a single. And Caden Bernardo will now come on up. Bernardo playing first tonight, flew out to left to end the top half of the first. Darren Dangler out there in left field tonight for the Outlaws as it's Dangler, Glassa, and Moises out there left to right. And speaking of Dangler, he makes the play for out one. Little routine play midway out to left, and Dangler was right there to track that one down. Third to first on the infield, King, Bateman, Raleigh, and Harrison, as the Outlaws go into a much different look tonight all around than what they had yesterday. Few guys getting an extra day off ahead of scheduled off day tomorrow. Then the Outlaws going to get real busy, 6 games in 6 days, starting Friday when we go to Boonville. Right side of the infield, Raleigh has that one skip past his glove, going to roll into right field. Moises charges in, but holding up, Boiva going to stay at second. So it'll be an E4 for Cespedes to get on base. And Raleigh's now had a pair of errors at second base.
The third baseman, number 28, Jack Friend.
We'll see if he stays there for the Outlaws moving forward in this game, or if they change things up defensively. Second base, not Raleigh's position of trade, but he's had a couple appearances there thus far on the summer. Just don't want to see his numbers suffer too bad. Is now charged for 2 errors in just 4 innings, and Matafee answers right back with a strike to Jed Frine. He flew out to left field on an 0-1 back in the second as Matafee, quick checklet to second, the 0-1. In there, high and up, ball one. So Matafee hoping he could throw strikes and get out of this inning now as he finds himself facing some adversity against the U of Maine freshman. That one just going to get past the chalk line. King was trying to get over there and backhand the ball to keep it in, but Friend going to trail in the count 1-2. He's had just 3 hits in his 6 games played so far, but has 1 hit in each of his last 3 games played after 3 hitless games to begin his summer. It's a case of trusting your instincts and not getting too down on yourself as the 1-2. Another one in foul territory on the third base side. Friend also had a strikeout on Sunday against Socrates, as this Dragons team had a couple of off days early on this week as well. They're going to turn around and play home against Boonville tomorrow at 7, home against Amsterdam on Friday, then they'll get another off day Saturday. There's a 1-2 elevator shot going to get out of the ballpark. He was still just 1 away in the 4th. This Dragons team averaging only about 5 runs a game so far on the summer. Outlaws about 7. Is that one called strike looking on Friend? So Matafee picks up a K. It'll be his 3rd one of the outing.
Number 5, Andrew Gabriel.
And now Andrew Gabriel going to come on up. Gabriel, the designated hitter reached on an E4 in the second inning. So the speed is staying tight to the bat down there at first. 2 hits apiece. Dragons have 1 error in the field thus far, and the Outlaws defense 2. Oneonta had 4 errors last night, something you heard from Josiah Aska in our abbreviated pregame because of our sound issues about, but was talking about how it's hard to win ball games when you have 4 errors, and Outlaws certainly showed that last night as some of those Houghton momentum swings when you thought that things were just starting to turn Oneonta's way. Outlaws stranded 5 on base over the last 2 innings last night, something that comes back to haunt him moving forward, as this one almost skipped away from Pollitt, but threw his mask off quickly to hang with it, and now Matafee 1 strike away from getting out of this 4th inning. Dragons have left 1 on base each of the last 2 innings. And now a quick checklet to second. Matafee bat set as he deals the 0-2. In there, tight to the hands, ball 1. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 away. He's working more from the stretch as he fires that one in there. Shot straight on back to the screen yet again. It's Boiva down at second. Cespedes at first is the 1-2. Out towards center field, and it's caught in shallow center as Raleigh took a couple steps back. So it'll be a P4 for out number 3 as Brody Raleigh takes 2 steps back and with his right foot on the outfield grass, yanks that one in for the 3rd out. And the bottom of the 4th going to come up next. The Outlaws still have the 2-0 lead. So the 1-1, low and away outside, ball 2. So 2 balls, 1 strike to count you on Moises. Moises trying to settle into a groove here to begin this 4th, fresh off his brand new walk-up song being played as that one tips up off the glove. So the count should be 3-1 here. And Kyle Pollock, Lucas Grantham going to follow behind Moises. So our home plate umpire holding up 2-2 our count. So Creighton with the count 2-2 as Moises smokes that one out towards right. Just barely gets into the corner in foul territory. Moises set with his left foot up tight to the chalk line here for this Outlaw defense. His right foot back a bit. stepped out and took some time. As this one shot on back again. And now pitch number 7 going to be coming up. The 2-2, low and away outside, ball 3. So the count's gone full on Moises here to begin the bottom of the 4th. Moises, always a big, high-energy guy. Said he was feeling good today. Wanted to string together a couple of hits to help this team. His biggest inspiration, he cites, is Lulu. Creighton with Glens Falls and these black tops tonight on the road with the red dragons as Moises out towards right, charging back in the corner. Augusta Spades just in front of the track, finally able to grab that one. Long at bat, Marco Moises works 9 pitches to begin the 4th, and now the Dragons get somebody to start throwing out there in their bullpen area in right field. It's the Outlaws pen in left, Glens Falls' bullpen is in right. If you've never been here to Damascus, and the Outlaws have the dugout on the 3rd baseline, and the visitors' dugout, which is tonight is full of Dragons, is on the 1st baseline. So there's one away here in the bottom of the 4th for Kyle Pollock. Pollock takes a first pitch strike right down Main, and he'll fall behind 0-1. Outlaws put up a 2 spot in the bottom half of the 1st. The only scoring we've had so far is that one up and away, ball 1. As it goes even. Pollitt struck out swinging his first time up back in the 1st. It's him and Grantham going down back-to-back to end that half inning. It'll draw 2-1 on the off-speed from Creighton. This probably will be the last half inning for Creighton. He's trying to close this one off, giving the Dragons some length, as he's already had his longest appearance of the summer thus far. As he skips this one in the dirt, ball 3. Count 3 balls, 1 strike. Pollock had quite a few games at Marist this year, where he struggled early. Not a guy who starts hot. Is this taken for ball 4? And he's on base with 1 out here in this bottom half of the inning.
Now up for the Outlaws from Wofford, number 50, Lucas Grantham.
So now it's Lucas Grantham, who struck out looking in the 1st. Grantham struck out looking on a 1-2. As Creighton comes set. Bouncing ball towards short, past the outstretched glove of Meyer in the left, and Grantham's got a hit. He'll be on with a single with 1 down, and the Outlaws back-to-back on base. So Pollitt to second, Grantham's at first, and now this would be a situation if you're Colton Harrison where you'd love to come up with a hit. Harrison still looking for his first on the summer. He's now in the transfer portal after announcing he was leaving the U of New Orleans. Didn't get a lot of reps and opportunities there this year, so seeking other chances elsewhere. That one going to clink him on the batter's helmet. And he draws his 7th hit by pitch of the season already and takes first. He's the hit by pitch leader here in the PGCBL.
Making his way to the plate, the right fielder from Sage, number 3, Darren Dangler.
Darren Dangler with 1 out. Creighton having a long conversation with Marowitz right now. As Meyer and Moat having a long conversation. So Dangler's going to settle himself into the box. Popped out to first, back in the second inning on a 1-0. A light start to come on here at Damaski, bottom half of the fourth. Is that one low and away outside, ball one. So Dangler hoping he can take a ball for a ride on this one with the bases loaded and just one out. Darting off third, Pollard trying to throw off Creighton. Is that one in? Shoe level, ball two. They don't want to give Dangler something to hit, because every time you give Dangler something to hit, he seems to take it for a ride. Pollitt's at third, Grantham at second, Harrison at first, and the Outlaws looking to score for the first time since the bottom of the first. Dangler lays off this one as it's ball three. And now Creighton in danger of walking in a run.
No, I think maybe one of the breakers came down.
So Creighton kicking back, trying to get all the dust off that. Arm not quite ready yet. Is Dangler going to throw the bat away? And the lead going to be 3-0. Creighton watching a run, and we'll see if Dio's going to come out of the dugout. It looks like not yet, but you like to see that if you're the Outlaws. Get a run in, bases still loaded, and still just one out.
For the Outlaws, number 2, Ryan King.
Ryan King down in the 9 spot for the Outlaws. Grantham's now at third, Harrison at second, Dangler at first. And this first one, huge hack by King, and he can't connect as it's 0-1.
Yeah.
King taking a couple of healthy practice hats in the box. As this one bounced in the dirt, going to get away from Merowitz. Charging in comes Grantham, trying to get another in there. Harrison being told to hold up, so the score stays 4-0. As just one run comes in. It'll be a wild pitch, so it gets Harrison to third. And now Dangler to second, 2 in scoring position, and a 1-1 count on King.
I'm going to go reset it. Somebody take a picture and make sure we have it.
So King the count 1-1 with one away. And now first base open here for the defense. Delivers that one in for a called strike. Up and tight, 1-2. Bat from the first base side. King choking up on the bat. Hits one towards third, picked up, and they call foul ball as the foot touched the line. So that one just barely got over the chalk line. His friend was over there hovering, trying to keep that one in, just didn't get the call to go his way. So now a 4-0 lead for your Outlaws here in the bottom of the fourth. King looking to stretch it out a little bit further. Looking for his first hit of the summer. Flew out to left last time up. And now hits a high one into shallow right field. Charging in comes Cespedes. And he, with the outstretched glove, makes the catch. Harrison wanted to try to come on in, but told to hold up. As Cespedes has a cannon out there, so it'll be an F9. And both runners stay put. Now 2 down. And Jack Bateman to come to the plate.
Shortstop from Holy Cross, number 14, Jack Bateman.
Bateman popped to short his first time up in the third on a 2-1. He's another guy. Didn't get too many opportunities to hit live pitching this spring. He's always here taking extra reps, always trying to get better. Him and Chase Armstrong seem to be the two that every opportunity to get in here and get in the cage, always take the opportunity. Bateman takes a called strike on this one. Is Creighton really working his off-speed stuff in the fourth? This will be his longest outing pitch-wise by far. Is Creighton trying to finish off this fourth, and then they'll go to the pen for the fifth. As a slow bouncer towards third, picked up by Friend, fired cross diamond in time, and that'll be 5-3 to retire Bateman. So the Outlaws get 2 runs, but they strand a pair on base, and we go to the fifth as the lead doubled. It's 4-0 here at Damaski. Top of the 5th inning, back here on Outlaws YouTube. 4-0, the Outlaws have the lead, and it'll be 7-8-9 to bat for the Dragons here in the 5th. Jordan Mirowitz lead things off as this one skipped in the dirt and going to roll all the way back to the matting behind home plate as it'll be 1-0 count. Mirowitz struck out swinging back in the 2nd inning on an 0-2, so Matafee 3 straight strikes in that at bat. Is that one in there for a strike? And it draws back even at 1-1. So Matafee now bat from the first base side, 1-1. In there, low and away outside, ball 2. So 2-1 count. As Matafee again comes back set. Huge hack and a miss. 2-2 draws the count. Most pitches he's thrown in an outing so far was 69. His pitch count has to be probably creeping up in the 30s, low 40s to this point. So certainly has it in him to go some more distance. It's a huge hack and a miss. Merowitz going to be retired. With recording that out, Matafee, now his longest outing out-wise is an Outlaw. He only had 4 innings pitched in 2 appearances, both times beforehand. Made his first start against Watertown here at home, June 4th, and he had 4 innings pitched in that one. Turned around on Saturday that week through 4 innings before getting a whole week off. Lasted just 3 innings against the Amsterdam Mohawks. So the count 0-1 on Hart after the foul tip. He struck out looking to begin the 3rd. 0-1 from Matafee. Shot on up over the screen on the 3rd baseline into the seats, and the count will be 0-2. Appreciate everybody who came out and joined us live here for this one tonight. And if you want another chance to see your Outlaws live this week, come join us Saturday night as we'll be here for The Mohawk Valley Diamond Dogs' first trip to Oneonta this year. First to 6 at that. Is 9 meetings between the two this year. Check swing. Look to the field umpire, and they say yes, indeed. Hart came around, so that's back-to-back Ks for Manatee to begin the 5th. The Outlaw defense firing that ball around the horn, and you love to see the energy and excitement from this team. They know after 2 in the bottom of the 4th, and they didn't even have an RBI hit, got really rewarded with Watson wild pitches as Creighton had a hard half inning. Masserini is the count 1-0. Gets and deals this one in there for a called strike as it's even at 1 ball, 1 strike. Masserini walked on a full count his first time up. That was in the 3rd. He was the lone Dragon base runner in the 3rd. Is that one low and outside, ball 2. Thus far, the Dragons have had at least 1 base runner in each inning. Two 2-1 the count as Manatee deals. In there for a called strike as it's 2-2. So Manatee now 1 strike away from getting out of this half inning. Kicks and fires out towards right field. Charging in the corner goes Marco Moises. Going to run out of room. Moises went on a long run as the corner outfielders pinched over for Oneonta. Outlaws no hefty action down in their bullpen as of yet, as Manatee being trusted to go pretty deep in this one. Christian Moat waiting on deck for the Dragons if they need him. As Manatee with the 2-2. In there high and tight to the hands, ball 3 as it goes full. So 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 away, your top 5. Dragons down 4-0. Manatee went fastball with this one. Pollitt not even going to attempt to chase that one down, knowing it's getting out of here. So we'll do the payoff again. As Manatee back on set, kicks and fires. Low for ball 4. So Masserini draws a walk, and for the 5th straight inning, the Dragons have a runner on base. Now it'll be Christian Moat down in the 10 spot. Moat popped out to first his first time up, and it is Colton Harrison over there, man in the first base bat for Oneonta tonight. Quickly on the run, the gun throw, Pollock lost the mask, tag laid on, and they call safe down there, so it'll be a stolen bat for Masserini. So Masserini runs himself into scoring position, and now the count 0-1 on Christian Moat. Moat has been pretty good, all things considered, to the start he's had to the summer. Been nursing an injury, but still hitting the Mendoza line at a solid 200 entering the evening. Quick check flip to second, 0-1. Bouncing ball, third base side. Manatee picks up, bullets one to first in time, and that'll be 1-3 to end the inning. The Dragons strand another on base, and we're halfway home. The Outlaws still on top of this one, 4-0. First Dragons call to the bullpen of the night as we welcome you back here to historic Damaski Field. Bottom of inning number 5 as the Outlaws going to have top of the orders. It'll be Brendan Connolly to lead things off against Ben Haladin, who represents SNHU on this Glens Falls Dragons roster. He's appearing in a game for the 3rd time, as we'll get more into his numbers as we move throughout the inning. Connolly 0 for 1 with a walk to start his birthday at the plate. As that one skips in the dirt for ball 1. Haladin last through on Sunday in the home 4-2 loss against Saugerties, went 2/3 of an inning as he gave up 1 hit and struck out 2. The 1-0 back with the bat on the shoulders. Connolly shoots it to the screen, and it'll be 1-1. So Brody Rowley and Ethan Gloss up behind him here in this 5th inning for your Outlaws. Back on set with the left foot up on the chalk line. Haladin working immediately out of the stretch. Guns one in there for strike 2 as he went to the fastball. 6-0, 190. Definitely looks a little bit shorter than that from up here. Connolly's worked 2 straight deep counts as he forced Creighton to throw 7 pitches to him his first time up and then 5 the second time around. The 1-2 back again from the stretch. Connolly a hack and a miss, and he'll be down swinging to begin the Outlaw half of the 5th. So Connolly yet to get a 20th birthday present, and it'll be Brody Rowley. Brody Rowley playing second base tonight for the Outlaws. Has a double and a walk so far. Settles himself into the box with the bases empty. This one in there, skip to the dirt. And Merowitz going to keep it in front as the count 1-0. Rowley stole second his first time up, also reached on an error. He's had a couple of errors in the field himself so far. As the 1-0 gunned out there for ball 2. Haladin continuing to go to this high-speed stuff. He's having a hard time getting his breaking pitches to find their way over the plate. 2-0, swing and a miss. Is the count going to draw to 2-1 on Brody Rowley? Rowley back on set in the box. There's a 2-1, bounce towards third. Friend going to pick it up. Cross diamond to Bernardo, 5-3, it'll go for out 2. Haladin really got rung up in his first outing of the year as he gave up 5 hits, 4 runs, all of which were earned, and struck out 1 against the Watertown Rapids. That was a week ago tonight, so last Wednesday. Watertown, all things considered, it is a hard part to pitch in. Very weird dimensions, and sometimes if a ball gets caught in the grass with how high it usually is, it can certainly slow things down, halt momentum for a pitcher. But here's Ethan Glosser with 2 away. Is that one in there for a called strike, and it'll be 0-1. Glosser waving that bat around. Is the 0-1. Called strike on that lower outside edge. It'll immediately jump to 0-2. So Haladin trying to get out of this inning and send the Outlaws down 1-2-3 for the first time tonight. Comes set with the 0-2, skips it in the dirt, and so the inning will hang alive as the count draws 1-2. 1-2 again from Haladin. Bat set fires into the hands, ball 2. Looked like that one came just inches away from Drillenglossa. He's worked it back with 2 straight balls to an even count. Haladin having a hard time getting those breaking pitches over the plate. Seems like every breaking pitch missing the zone. 2-2 back in there. And that one in tight to the knees of Glossa, so 3-2 it'll go. Glossa, I know the part he was most excited about up at that showcase in Amsterdam today was the free BP was what everybody was saying. Could have stayed here and took BP, but wanted to go and take it in front of some college coaches as Glossa looking for a new spot to shine. So the count full after he trailed 0-2. Haladin back ready, fires in there, high for ball 4. And Glossa going to draw the walk to keep the 5th alive. So neither team is yet to be sent down. 1-2-3 and a half inning. Marco Moises wants something to go his way right now. He singled his first time up, which was back in the 1st, and then flew out to right in the 4th. Quick check look down to 1st. As this one misses low and away outside, but a called strike, 0-1. So Moises down in the count to start things off. Ethan Gloss is down there first for the Outlaws. Comes bat set with the 0-1. Glossa wants to run as that's a called strike. And quickly, Moises down 0-2. Moises has been a lot better recently in his 2-strike approach at the plate, something that he's been working on here with Keaton and Josiah in batting practice and on the side of things. Is the 0-2, Gloss on the run. Moises out towards left field, charging over. Hart in the corner. That one going to fall down. Rolls quite a ways. Glossa going to chug around third. He's being waved in to score. Guns a-blazing. Ethan Glossa flashes the speed, and it's 5-0 Outlaws here in the 5th. So that's an RBI double for Marco Moises, as that's his first 2-hit game here at 2024. So Moises will give his shin guard to Keaton Mark, and they exchange a fist bump. Like I said, that 2-strike approach really gotten better for Marco Moises here as of late. Kyle Pollock will come up next. Struck out and walked and scored a run. Struck out in the 1st, walked and scored that run in the 4th as the Outlaws 2 runs in the bottom of the 1st, 2 in the bottom of the 4th, and have 1 run home in this half inning. Glens Falls yet to get on the scoreboard. Pollitt, first pitch hacking, going to tip one on back, and he'll trail 0-1. So the Outlaws now have a man up and throwing down in the bullpen. We'll see if Matafee comes back out for the 6th inning. His pitch count's still relatively low as he isn't on a limit tonight. Moises on the run on the 0-1. Merowitz with a throw down to third. Moises with a foot in there, and they call him safe. So Moises able to get third. But Pollock going to be fighting now with 2 strikes in the count. So aggressive move to send Moises to third. And Pollock 0-2 with 2 away. Haladin bat set. Pollock a little bouncer towards third. Picked up Friend. Cross to Bernardo. And that'll be 5-3. So Moises gets the stolen base, but he'll be left down there at third. Oneonta plates another, and we go to the 6th. 5-0. Your score. top of the sixth, and back to the top of the order for the Glens Falls Dragons as Cody Meyer leads things off. So Matafee at least going to get to try to start this inning and try to get through this lineup third time. Meyer quickly down in the count, 0-1. There's a bouncer in fair territory towards third. Picked up by across the diamond by King and not going to be in time, as that would have been a tough play. So it should be an infield single here for Meyer. And now Justin Boiva going to come to the plate. So it'll be one on and nobody out here, top six.
Extra hitter number 29, Justin Gouveia.
Boivea has a single in this game. Matafee tried to pick off throw to first, wasn't in time. In the bottom half of the inning, we'll take another look at the PGCBL out-of-town scoreboard. Quickly on the move goes Meyer. Pollock loses the mat down to second, and it skipped away and going to roll into center, but Meyer will hold up right there as he draws second, and now he's in scoring position with an 0-1 count. Both teams being pretty aggressive on the base paths so far. Outlaws have a 5-0 lead. So it's the second of 8 meetings between these two this year, as they'll next meet up next Thursday up at Glens Falls. It'll be a 7 o'clock first pitch. The 0-1 off that lower outside corner for a strike, 0-2. So the 0-2 to Boiva is this one sprayed out to the left center gap. Dangler and Gloss are both over, and it's Dangler who makes it a beautiful catch out there in the left center gap. If anything, that'll be a defensive play of the game candidate for Darren Dangler right there, making it look easy, and he had to run a ways.
University of Maine, number 10, Caden Bernardo.
Caden Bernardo, back-to-back flyouts to start his day. Now with a runner in scoring position. Going to look to keep one out of somebody's mitt. Matafee bat set from the first base side. This one in. Pollock going to knock it out of the air. It'll be a 1-0 count. Matafee once again from the first base side, the 1-0. Huge swing and a miss for Bernardo, and it'll go even at 1 ball, 1 strike. Bernardo, pretty even stance in the box, feet spread wide apart. Dragons looking for their 4th hit of the day. Oneonta having 5 runs on 4 hits. Is that one missing, and it's ball 2. So 2-1 going to be the count with still just 1 out. Now Matafee, a long glance to second. Out towards left field. This one going to go. Dangler racing over. Lays down and makes the play for the out. Darren Dangler lays his feet, and he still brings that one in for the out, as there's 2 down here in the top of the 6th.
The cleanup hitter for the Dragons, number 30.
I almost said lays his feet, but that wouldn't have made sense. So there's 2 away for Cespedes. Cespedes is 0 for 1 and has also reached on an error. Grounded out 4-3 in the second, reached on a E4 in the 4th. Trying to not strand that runner in scoring position that they got with nobody out. Cespedes going to fall behind 0-1. So Matafee from the first base side of the rubber, 0-1 count, still 2 away, and a 5-0 Outlaw lead. Kitson fires, that one sails up and away, ball 1, as it'll go even again. And set Cespedes. Right foot out kicking. Is that one shot on up into the screen? 1-2. So Matafee 1 pitch away from finishing off a strong, solid 6 innings of no-run ball. From the first base side of the rubber, Matafee. The 1-2. Bouncer in fair territory. Harrison to the bag unassisted. And there it is. Matafee finishes off 6 innings. To the bottom of the 6th we go here in Oneonta. 5-0. The Outlaws still have the lead. Bottom of the 6th inning back here on Outlaw YouTube. 6-7-8 for Oneonta to come to the plate. They've scored the last 2 consecutive half innings as they put up a 2 spot in the bottom of the 4th, added another in the bottom of the 5th. Trying to make it a 3rd straight inning with runs as this one in there high and away, ball 1. Grantham, the extra hitter, being allotted to stay in the lineup after 2 hits yesterday, recorded an RBI. Him and Matt Carrera both had multiple hits. Only 2 in the Outlaw order did so last night. Is the count now going to be 2-0? Grantham already has 1 hit tonight as he singled in the 4th, came in to score. Dragons with more action down in their bullpen. Saladin out for his 2nd inning. We'll see how long he goes as Grantham skyrocket. And that one going to stay in the ballpark just behind the seats on our first base line. So 2-1 count now on Lucas Grantham. There's Haladin, kicks and deals. Grantham going to tip it off the bat behind the plate, 2-2. Aladdin seems like the only thing that's working right now is that fastball. Because he's missed every time with his slider and curve, or pretty close to every time he's thrown it. His bat set with the 2-2. Aladdin kicks and deals this one. Grantham right over to short. Charging in comes Meyer. Bullet to first and going to get out up in the right field. Grantham going to chug down to second. And so that will be a single and an E6.
Next up for the Outlaws, the first baseman.
So Grantham going to get to second.
33, Colton Harrison.
And now Colton Harrison up to the plate. Harrison has reached once, struck out swinging in the second, was hit by a pitch, got stuck at third, back in the fourth. Gonna get a run in here as he took a healthy whack at that one, and he'll fall behind 0-1. Quick long lift to second. Now back home again with this one. Misses, caught off the chest protector, and it'll draw 1-1 on Harrison. So Grantham standing tall down there at second. As Harrison really needs a ball to fall, not only for the sake of his batting average, but also for the sake of his confidence. 1-1 from Aladdin. Low, and again caught off the chest protectors. It's 2 balls, 1 strike. So 2 balls, 1 strike will be the count. Still nobody out here, bottom 6th. Grantham with a long lead off a second. He wants to go to third. Harrison puts this one out in the left field. He's got his first hit as an Outlaw. Picks up an RBI, and it's 6-0. Grantham finally coming in to score on that one is Harrison getting a monkey off the back with an RBI single.
From stage number 3, Darren Dangler.
Darren Dangler going to bat with 1 on. Still nobody out in the 6-0 Oneonta lead here in the 6th. Outlaws hoping that they can string together a couple more runs here in this half inning. Aladdin fires that one in there low and away. Ball 1. Glens Falls have already been on the wrong side of mercy run losses a couple of times this year, including last time these two met up. It was a 15-5 score. They only played 7. That one a called strike, and it'll be 1-1. Dangler waving that bat around like it's a wand. 1-1, shot straight on back to the screen, 1-2. So Dangler gonna choke up on the bat. Be a 2-strike approach for the Outlaws left fielder, who's been very impressive with the glove out there tonight. 1-2, breaks in there for a called strike 3 as he'll go down looking. So Dangler is sent down for the first out of the 6th, and we'll go next to Ryan King.
The second baseman from Rhode Island, number 2, Ryan King.
King has flown out twice to begin his night. Flew out to left field, back in the second, flew to right in the 4th. He's looking to join Colton Harrison, getting his first hit. Here is an Outlaw. Long check to first. Harrison's on the move as King puts this one out in the left. Harrison, big turnaround second, trying to get to third standing up, and he does. So how about that? 2 Outlaws with their first hit of the season in the same inning. Congratulations, Colton and Ryan. Matt Dio going to come out of the dugout, and he is going to point to the bullpen, so we'll get a Dragons pitching change. It'll be first and third for the Oneonta Outlaws with 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th when we come back. Well, Tim Wheeler is going to get a redemption chance against the Oneonta Outlaws as we welcome you back here to Damascus Field. Bottom of the 6th and a 6-0 lead for your Outlaws. Wheeler has not pitched in 16 days. Last time he pitched was up at Glens Falls in that 15-5 loss against the Outlaws. It was his only outing of the summer, too, as he came in the 6th inning, did not even record an out. Saw 3 batters, gave up 3 runs, all of which were earned. As we go to Jack Bateman, and immediately on the move goes King to take away the double play. He scoots to second, and it'll be 2 in scoring position, and a 1-0 count on Bateman. So you love to see that. Harrison now at third, King at second. And Bateman trying to come up with a big hit here. 1-0 in high at the hands, ball 2. Outlaws, if they can find a way to get these 2 in, would be just 2 away from the 10-run mercy. Seems like that mercy rule has gone into effect all too many times in games across the league so far this summer. Quick checklet to second to 2-0. That one sails in high. Going to get away from Merowitz, charging to the play. Harrison. And he about got taken out by Wheeler in the process. But Harrison comes in to score. And it's 7-0 as King advances to third. So still just one out. 3-0 count on Bateman. Looking again at our PGCBL out-of-town scoreboard. Bottom of the 8th now in Jamestown. 6-4, the Tarps Guns still have the lead on the Pioneers. Niagara now on top of Batavia. Bottom of the 7th in What Dog Country, 8-2. Top of the 8th inning up in Murnane Field in Utica, 7-2. The Blue Sox lead the Rapids. Is Wheeler bat set with the 3-0. Called strike off that lower outside. Top of the 7th, the Geneva Red Wings lead the Newark Pilots 5-2 at McDonough Park. And then in the bottom of the 6th, Saugerties a 4-0 lead on Amsterdam. 3-1 from Wheeler. Bateman going to send this one on back to the right of our press box area and skips out to the parking lot as the count draws back full. So the full count and that one in tight as Bateman going to draw the walk. And so it'll be 1st and 3rd with 1 out. And you got to think Bateman will be on the run as quick as he can.
Back to the top we go with number 1, Brendan Connolly.
Brendan Connolly as we go to the top of the outlaw order for the 4th time. So Wheeler's still yet to record an out against these Oneonta Outlaws, now in his 2nd appearance of the summer. Wheeler going to opt to step off. Oneonta dugout was calling to give him a balk on that one. He's 6'6", 230. Plays his ball at Union University. Quick look to first. Bateman wants to jump. You can see it. Bateman on the move. Low in the dirt. Throw down there. And it was faked. So Merowitz held on to that one the whole time as Bateman gets the stolen bag. And again takes away the double plays. It's 2nd and 3rd for the Outlaws with just 1 out. Connolly looking for a big birthday present right now. 1-0 count. And that one in the dirt off the plate. Ball 2. He's yet to have a hit tonight. He struck out swinging his last 2 times. Connolly, as I've said a couple of times over our last few games, dealing with shoulder injury, so he hasn't been in the field in quite some time for the Outlaws, but still able to swing the bat, hoping he can get back to throwing within the next week or so. 2-0, Wheeler from the stretch, 2 in scoring position. That one comes in, skips back to the matting. King going to score no problem, and now it's 8-0. So another wild pitch from Tim Wheeler. Bateman to 3rd. And Connolly 1 pitch away from drawing the free pass. .3-0 from Wheeler. Upstairs and away, ball 4. So Connolly fires the bat away. He's on with a walk. And it'll be runners at the corners for Brody Raleigh. Raleigh already had an RBI tonight. And now, with a couple of errors in the field, could have a chance to redeem himself. Could have a chance to really get himself in a player of the game conversation with a big hit in this moment. Raleigh had a homer against Glens Falls back in the first meeting. Had 2 hits that night as well. So we'll see what Raleigh can do this time around. Is everybody trying to give him some encouragement? Connolly goes on the run as that's a strike, and Merowitz not even going to attempt to throw. That one misses off the plate. Ball 1. Is the count going to go back even? So Glens Falls, nobody up and tossing down in their bullpen as of yet, so it's Tim Wheeler's inning to lose. Dragons turn around and play at home tomorrow night. Is the 1-1. in there. Couldn't get it to break over the plate. 2-1. So, yeah, they'll play Boonville at home tomorrow, Amsterdam at home Friday, and then finally get another off day on Saturday. Outlaws off tomorrow, then we'll be at Boonville Friday night. Turn around and play home here against Mohawk Valley on Saturday night. Then be at Utica on Sunday. Is the 2-1. Raleigh with a high one. Will this one stay in? It's going to drift over the screen and drop into the seating area, so the count will be 2-2. Raleigh able to stay alive. That ball carried for so long in the air, didn't know where it was going to drop. Wheeler and Bernardo had both run over and were ready to camp underneath it for a play if they had the chance to. Raleigh settled himself in the box. 2-2. Call strike 3 off that lower outside corner. So Brody Raleigh doesn't love that one. The Outlaws 2 in scoring position, and they need Ethan Glosser to come up with a hit.
The center fielder from Herkimer County Community College.
Outlaws 8 runs on 6 hits so far. And if Glosser can find a way to knock in 2, it'd put the Outlaws out on top by 10. Wheeler with this one. High, ball 1. So nothing wrong with a first pitch state for Gloss on that one. Glosser reaching base via walk. Scored a run his last time up. Glosser with a checklet down to second. The 1-0. Shot straight on back into the screen. Is the count going to be 1 ball, 1 strike? Gloss has been hot here as of late for the Outlaws. Entering tonight was hitting .273. This one going to sail to the backstop. Wheeler with yet another wild pitch. And now it's going to be 9-0 with Bateman crossing the plate. So that's the 3rd wild pitch thrown by Tim Wheeler.
Hamburgers and hot dogs, half off. Fresh off the grill, hamburgers and hot dogs, half off.
Connolly stands at 3rd. 2-1, Wheeler from the stretch, deals, takes a strike, and Glosser now going to step out, unhappy with that one. 90 feet away from getting that 10th run. Wheeler, bat set. Deals the 2-2, low and away outside, and it draws full. So we'll see if Gloss is going to be swinging here. 3-2. Wheeler's been all over the place with his pitches. Seems like the strike zone's gotten really big since Wheeler's come into this one. But still, he's had a hard time clipping it. Is the count full on Glosser? Glosser belts one out towards left field. This one going to fall down in the corner. Connolly scores, and it's a 10-0 lead. Glosser with a big RBI, and he's pumped over there at first. Love to see Glow come up big for the Outlaws, and now Dio going to come out of the dugout. There's nobody who's out there ready to come into the ball game in the Dragon bullpen. So he's going to take the ball from Wheeler anyway. And we'll see what happens next. 2 away and a 10-0 lead for the Outlaws here in the 6th as we have another Dragons call to the pen. Well, Andrew Gabriel is going to try to play mop-up duty for the Glens Falls Dragons. Infielder by trade, and he comes into the ball game cold, not having warmed up. That one sails in there low and outside. Ball 1 to Marco Moises. So the Outlaws a 10-0 lead. PGCBL mercy run rule after 7 innings is 10 or more, so the Outlaws going to try to hold on to this. As Moises now ahead in the count 2-0. Gabriel heading to Trinity College in the fall, just graduated from East Greenbush High. 2-0, a called strike, 2-1. He's 5'11", 180. And he did throw some. Pitching isn't his primary thing, but his fastball velo last summer at a perfect game event, 86 miles an hour, so he tops out mid-80s. As Moises taking a strike. And it'll be 2-2.
That's fucking terrible.
Moises opts to step out.
Same pay whether it's a 7-inning game or a 5-inning game. Let's go.
So now a long look to first. 2-2 with Glossa down there on base. Glossa's on the move. Moises a swing and a miss, and that'll end the inning. So Marco Moises going to be retired via the swinging strikeout. And to the top of the 7th we go as the Outlaws now hold the 10-0 lead. Liam Blair going to look to try to close the door for the Oneonta Outlaws and get this thing finished. 10-0 our score as Dan Matafee finishes off 6 innings in front of him. Blair skips the first one all the way to the bat stop as it's Jet Friend at the plate to lead things off for Glens Falls as it's 5-6-7. Blair's appeared in 2 games so far. He's thrown 3 innings. as he went 2 innings on Saturday up at Amsterdam, gave up 2 hits, 1 run, it was earned, gave up a walk and a strikeout. Friend is the count now going to be 2-0. Blair bat set from the stretch. Guns that one in there a bit high, ball 3. So Blair down in the count 3-0 to Jet Friend. As the 3-0 up high and away, ball 4. So you can see what Blair's doing here. He's trying to paint those corners and it's not working. 4 pitches all to the corners of the zone. And now Andrew Gabriel.
From Trinity, the pitcher record for the Dragons, number 5, Andrew Gabriel.
Gabriel, the designated hitter tonight, came up and got that last out in the bottom of the 6th as he was cold, hadn't warmed up to pitch. Gabriel took a huge hack as it's the first swing and miss that Blair's gotten. So Oneonta trying to finish this thing off here on the top of the 7th, knowing that they have an off day tomorrow. The 0-1 again skips in the dirt. Is the count going to be even, 1 ball, 1 strike? This is the first time that Liam Blair has appeared on the home mound so far this summer as he threw an inning down at Saugerties and then 2 up at Amsterdam. Blair with that big leg kick, the 1-1, sails out one of the bat stop and moving up 90 feet. Jet Friend going to get in scoring position with still nobody out. Two on the count, nobody out. Hits her 7-3 in favor of the Outlaws. Trying to shut out an opponent for the first time this year. Also trying to mercy run rule Glens Falls for the second time. Gets the 2-1 in there. Again sails to the bat stop and another 90 feet as Friend gets to third. So Blair back-to-back wild pitches. And now got to try to hold Friend down there at third or force him out somehow. The 3-1 high for ball 4. So back-to-back wants issued by Liam Blair. And now Keaton March going to come out of the dugout and have a quick conversation here with Blair. So good call by Keaton March to come out of the dugout right now. Looks like he didn't say much to Liam Blair, but he's going to walk back to the dugout in the hopes that Blair can get out of this jam that he now finds himself in.
Also from Trinity, number 20, Jordan Merowitz.
Jordan Merowitz is looking for a big hit here for Glens Falls. They've yet to score on the day and have hits in 2 consecutive innings after only having 1 on the ball game to this point. Blair bounces right back after the mound visit with a strike. And now Blair back ready here with the 0-1 rocking around. On the move down to second goes Gabriels. This one skied on up. And Harrison not going to get there to the front of the Glens Falls dugout in time. So 0-2 going to be the count. Gabriel certainly wanted to run. As all night long, the Dragons being very aggressive on the base pass. Blair again. Brought the bat off the shoulder. They call to the field umpire, and they say he held up. So Merowitz at least going to see one more as the count 1-2. Blair, a long glance to first. Now going to try the pickoff. Friend hanging real tight to that bag down there at third. Blair again with a glance down to first. Back ready with a 1-2. Gabriel's on the move. And this one going to clip Merowitz, and so the bases will be full for the Dragons with nobody out. The Outlaws now going to have action down in the bullpen. As Liam Blair having a hard time recording it out. Back-to-back Watts and then a hit by pitch. As Ryan Hart will now come up. He's gone 0 for 2 with a pair of swinging Ks. Blair rocking around out there. Guns one high. Rolls all the way to the backstop, and a run's going to score. There goes the 0 on the board. It's 10-1 here in the 7th. That's the third wild pitch of the inning by Blair. And it's now a 9-run game. Ryan Hart back up, second and third. 1-0 pitch from Blair. Got a swing and a miss, as it'll go even at 1 ball, 1 strike. The 1-1 again. Low and away outside, ball 2. The count's 2-1 here as Liam Blair having a hard time finding the strike zone. Goes back to the fastball, misses high and upstairs, ball 3. So 3 balls, 1 strike, still nobody out. Blair desperately looking for some strike turn out. This is 3-1. Misses again, up and away, ball 4. Keaton Mark looking down to his bullpen. He's asking if his next guy's ready to go. And it looks like Blair's going to get one more batter. Hit Mazzarini with the bases full, still nobody out. Mazzarini takes a high one up and away as it's a 1-0 count. Blair has thrown just a combined 6 strikes to 4 batters thus far. Is that one up and in? Yet again, ball 2. Gabriel's at third, Merowitz at second, it's Hart at first, and nobody is out. Coming tight to the elbow, ball 3. Blair bats at the 3-0. Call strike. The bat had been flipped away by Mazzarini, but he has to take it back as Blair getting a generous strike call. Back on set, Blair, the 3-1, kicks and deals, calls strike. So he works back with 2 straight strikes. And now Blair looking for one more of those to finish the job off on this one. The 3-2 pitch bounces it in the dirt all the way to the bat. Stop that Watson a run. Out comes Keaton Mark. And it looks like he'll take the ball from Blair. He points to his bullpen. 2 runs across the plate. Bases are loaded here in the 7th in a 10-2 game with still nobody out. Christian Moe going to be the first man up to see new Outlaws reliever Dan Bello. Bello sits 180 from Walden. Back on the hill for the Outlaws for the 4th time this summer. Through 2 innings Sunday at Boonville. And his first one going to go to the bat stop. All base runners going to advance. Another run scores. And it's a 10-3 game here at Oneonta. Something about wild pitches in the 7th inning tonight, I guess. As Bello had a bit of issues with his command on Sunday at Boonville as well. Had a couple of walks, a handful of hits. There's a huge swing and a miss, Christian Moe, and it'll draw back even at 1-1. But Glens Falls certainly making it a game here in the 7th. 10-3 now the score after the Outlaws led 10-0. 2 in scoring position as the 1-1 sails in there for strike 2. As Bello's starting to get into a rhythm. Bello's 1-2. Out towards second. Raleigh charging and makes the play. And L4 for out 1. And we'll go back to the top of the Glens Falls order as it'll be Cody Meyer to bat.
The shortstop, number 4, Cody Meyer.
So just the second time that Dan Bello has appeared on the home mound as he threw an inning to finish out game number 2 against the Albany Baseball Club back on Saturday, June 8th. Guns went in there for strike 1. Jump ahead on Meyer. So 4 1/3 innings in total. He's given up 9 runs, 8 of which have been earned. So Bello trying to weather that storm in this outing. As the 0-1 drilled out towards right, Moises charging over to the line, reaches up and has this one. Lost the hat, the runner's going to tag. Another one crosses the plate. It's 10-4, but at least there's 2 outs. So Meyer gets an RBI sat fly at the top of the order. And now Justin Boiva going to come back up with 2 away.
That's your hitter, number 29, Justin Gouveia.
Bello now with just 1 left on the base pass. All 4 runs charged to Liam Blair. And he's responsible for that runner at third as well as that one missing up and away. So Blair could not record an out before being yanked out here in the 7th inning. Is that one a strike? And it'll be 1-1. One, low, but a called strike nonetheless. 1-2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Down at third, Mazzarini. That one misses for ball 2. It's Bella just can't seem to get that called third strike. Bella's 2-2. Drilled up the middle. Raleigh picks up off the 1-hop, fires to Harrison. There it is. 4-3 the out, but not before Glens Falls puts 4 across. 10-4, bottom of the 7th up next. Here on Outlaws YouTube. Bottom of the 7th inning here on Outlaw YouTube. Kyle Pollock lead things off for Oneonta. Is that one a called strike? Andrew Gabriel remains in the game on the hill for the Dragons. As that one misses for ball 1. And it draws back even. Pollock 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored in this game. 1-1 from Gabriel. Pollock with an elevator shot in a shallow left. Charging in comes Hart, and he camps underneath it for the out. So there'll be 1 down to begin the 7th, and up will come Lucas Grantham.
The extra hitter from Wofford, number 50, Lucas Grantham.
Grantham 2 for 3 with a pair of runs scored for the Outlaws so far on the day. He lays off the first one as it's in the opposite batter's box. 1-0 count. Gabriel's 1-0. Up and away, ball 2. Completely dead out in the Glens Falls bullpen. As Gabriel's 2-0 in there low for strike, 2-1. Foul territory, that one will go. 2-2 count. Colton Harrison, the next man up behind Lucas Grantham here in the 7th for your Outlaws. Bat set from the stretch, now shifting to the first base side. That one sails high. And the count goes full. So the payoff pitch from Gabriel with one away. Grantham shoots one off straight into the Outlaw bullpen. So Grantham back in the box. Another 3-2. Low for ball 4. So Grantham gets on base ahead of Colton Harrison. And the Outlaws going to look to keep this inning going.
From the University of New Orleans, number 33, Colton Harrison.
If you're Oneonta, you want to get the job done as quickly as possible and get out of here. Give yourselves plenty of recovery time before a 6:30 start on Friday in Boonville. Harrison taking a first pitch strike. So he'll trail 0-1. Start a stretch of playing 6 consecutive days to the Outlaws on Friday. That one straight up the middle, going to find a hole in the shallow center it goes. Harrison's got 2 hits on the day, and the Outlaws in business here in the bottom of the 7th. Darren Dangler will come up next. 2 on base in front. Grantham's at second. Down at first is Colton Harrison. Gabriel now looking to try to get out of this inning. But Dangler not going to make it easy. This one skips in there, holds up his base runner, so 1-0 count. Checklet down to second. Is the 1-0. Dangler shoots it back off the bat, 1-1. One checklet to second. Gabriel bats set. Both runners on the move. Merowitz with a throw down to second base. Not going to get there in time. It'll roll away into center field. Grantham's going to turn and score. And it'll be 11-4 as Harrison gets all the way over to third. So that'll be charged as an E1. And now the Outlaws have another run just 90 feet away. 2-1 count, 1 away. And Oneonta has scored in 4 consecutive half innings. The 2-1 misses low and away outside ball 3. Dangler with the count in his favor, 3-1. This one skips in the dirt and going to roll away. Charging in to score comes Colton Harrison and make it a 12-4 game. So the Outlaws with life here in the bottom of the 7th. Now 2 runs already haven't crossed the plate, and Ryan King going to look to keep the hot streak going. King from University of Rhode Island, one of Jack Kopko's best friends up there, and now the 2 of them here in Oneonta together for the summer. As that one sprays up some dust, 1-0. – 1-0 with a high fly ball. Foul territory, first base side over there. Not going to get that one is Bernardo as he lost it in the screen. So 1-1 count with one away. As it seems like Gabriel working also slowly out there here in the 7th inning. Outlaws have put these 12 across on just 8 hits. Is the 1-1. Dangler on the move. Merowitz for the throw down to second. Dangler slides in there. And Dangler arguing this call as it looked like he was in there, but he's turning and walking away as I guess they call him out. So that'll be a 2-4, and Dangler's got every right to argue that one. Gabriel bat set with the 2-1. Called strike on King. 2 balls, 2 strikes. King's flaring that bat around. The 2-2. Belted out towards third. Picked up on a one-hop friend across the diamond in time to Bernardo. 5-3, and we will keep playing beyond the 7th here in Oneonta tonight. 12-4, the Outlaws hold the lead in the top of the 8th up next. Well, this man throws a mean water balloon. Joel Hayner, involved in our pregame video today. If you hadn't seen it yet, head over to our Facebook and Instagram. We had 6 Outlaw players stop by and toss some water balloons before the game today. Cool off a little bit like your Outlaws do. Joel Hayner involved in that. Wasn't part of the winning team. If you want to see who won the water balloon toss, head over and check out that video on our social media pages. Is that one going to come in tight to the knees for ball 1? So Joel Hayner, 5'10", 174 pounds. He was our pregame interview yesterday after we recorded the last 2 outs Monday night at Watertown. And going to get a swing and a miss as the count goes 1-1. So Dan Bello able to get the last 3 outs in that 7th inning, which was also painful. Glens Falls putting across 4. Bouncer on the left side of the infield, scooped on the backhand, fired across to Harrison. Is that Jack Bateman is why we say you're an early favorite for a PGCBL Gold Glove. Bateman with a beauty of a backhanded play and a 180 spin to get that one over to Colton Harrison to retire Bernardo. Cespedes going to step up next for the Dragons. This is the first time Hayner's appeared at home for the Outlaws. It's from the first base side. Gets this one smacked in foul territory down the first baseline. Hayner, a bunch of the relievers on this team have talked about his approach and the way he goes about attacking hitters. They said they've learned a lot from him so far this summer in that regard. Is that one low and away outside, 1-1. Bat set with the bases empty and 1 away. Out towards the gap in right center field. This one's going to fall in. Over to plate is Glossa. He'll get that one in quickly, but the damage is done. Cespedes on base with a single.
The third baseman from the University of Maine, number 28, Jack Friend.
So Cespedes gets a single, and there's 1 away ahead of Jack Friend. Friend 0 for 2 with a walk in this ball game. And the middle infield going to shift to double play depth. But immediately on the run, Pollock going to lose the mask. Tad slapped on. And out by a country mile down there at second is Cespedes. Cespedes didn't get a good jump off of first. That'll be a 2-4 caught stealing. And it counts 0-1 on Friend. So it looks like something's up with Brody Raleigh down there at second. It's Keaton Mark coming right out to tend to Raleigh. Looks like he's going to be all right, but there's something going on with the second base bag. So the bag totally came out of the ground when Cespedes tried to go sliding in there is what it looks to be. They're trying to get Joe Aska to come out of the dugout as they're going to need something to fix this. So we're going to step aside for a quick break here. 0-1 count, 2 away, top of the 8th, and the Outlaws leading 12-4. Oh, 1 count with 2 away as we bring you back here inside Demaskey Field. Joel Hayner still on the hill for the Outlaws, and the second base bag now replaced. So on skied on the left side of the infield, and fresh off the stoppage, that ball gets dropped. That one couldn't be held over there by Ryan King, as that'll be an E5 to get Friend on base. Oh no, if King lost that one in the lights or what. But Andrew Gabriel going to come up. Reached on an error and also was walked. Send one straight on back into the screen behind the plate. 0-1 going to be the count. So Hayner with a long glance down to first. On the run is this one shot out in the left. Dangler going to have to play it on the run. Turning second to get in the third going to be a Friend. And the ball off King's glove as it'll be runners at the corners with 2 outs for the Dragons. So Friend being on the move goes first to third on the fairly shallow single for Andrew Gabriel. The designated hitter turned pitcher in this game for the Dragons. As Hayner glanced to first. That one bulleted in there for a strike. Marowitz reached his last time up on a hit by pitch and came on in to score. Hayner ahead in the count 0-1. Shot up high on the infield. Harrison and Pollitt both drifting over, but that one just barely going to get out of here. It'll be 0-2. Both of them thought that they might have a play on it and came pretty close, but it got over the screen and skipped into our bleachers. And now Hayner 1 strike away from getting out of this 8th inning. My bet is he'll come back and try to pitch the 9th for the Outlaws too, but I could be mistaken. As Hayner's 0-2. In there a bit high, ball 1. So 1-2 with a quick check look to first. Hayner in there with this one. Skied on up. And that one just barely stays in the ballpark as well. So the count 1-2. Marowitz opting to step out. This Glens Falls team just 3-10-1. 2 of their 3 wins have come at home. 1-2 swing and a miss as Hayner gets him reaching for one. The top of the 8th is over. The Dragons staring at a pair, and the Outlaws come back to the plate with a 12-4 lead. Bottom of the 8th inning back here at Damaski Field, and we got a new pitcher for the Glens Falls Dragons. But in the box for Oneonta, Bateman going to send one right to first. Dropped over there by Bernardo, and he's not going to recover in time as Bateman going to be on courtesy of the error. So that'll be an E3 to get Bateman on base. And the pitcher is Shane Wetherington. Wetherington from Dwaynesburg, yet to pitch in a game so far. Just kind of, again, using mop-up duty here to get this game over with. Has not pitched since high school ball, even though it's only been about a year. As he just wrapped up his freshman year at the U of Pittsburgh-Bradford. Counts 1-0 here on Brendan Connolly. He's reached base twice, courtesy of a couple watts. And now he'll be at 2-0. Outlaws hoping to get a couple more runs across this half inning as Connolly sends it on bat foul. Connolly walked and scored in the first, struck out swinging in the 3rd and 5th, and walked and got stranded at 3rd in the 6th. Counts now 2-2. A quick check glance to first as Connolly skyrockets one up. In front of the Dragons dugout, Merowitz over, couldn't get it in his glove. Was a good play to throw that mask off and come over a ways, but Merowitz just barely missing that one. So it's still a 2-2 count. Out one upstairs and away, ball 3. Connolly back with this one. This will be pitch 8 coming up. So Bateman's at first after the E3. Now Connolly working an 8-pitch at bat as the count is full. Quick check throw down to first. Bateman got in there, plenty of time. The 3-2. Called straight 3 on that lower outside edge. Connolly going to be sent down looking, so put in the backwards K. We'll go to Brody Raleigh. 1 on and 1 out.
Now batting for your Outlaws, representing the Western Carolina Catamounts, number 5, Brody Raleigh.
Raleigh 1 for 3 with a walk in this ball game. Also has a run scored. High fly ball out towards left field. Drifting back goes Hart. He lays down, can't make the play. That'll fall and roll back behind. Raleigh's going to turn second. Ball is yet to come in, trying to get to third, and there he is. Brody Raleigh into third. It's a 13-4 game here in the 8th. So Raleigh will get a triple, as he seems to love the extra base hits so far this summer. All but 2 of Brody Raleigh's hits on the season have been for extra bases, as he now has 9 hits, so 7 of 9 for extra bases. 2 of those now being triples. Ethan Glossa, first pitch hacking, out in shallow left. That one falls down. Glossa picks up another RBI, and it's 14-4. And the Outlaws going to be winners tonight. So Glossa with a hit to end this one. Is Oneonta going to celebrate the victory as they now move 2 games back above 500. So we're going to step aside for a quick break in this one. 14-4, your final in favor of the Outlaws. So the Outlaws on the right side of the mercy run rule for the second time against the Glens Falls Dragons this year, as they've now put up a combined 29 runs on the Dragons in 2 games and come away victorious in this one by a 14-4 score to move to 9-7. Glens Falls going to drop to 3-11-1, and the Outlaws going to be back to it on Friday night up at Boonville for a 6:30 start. And the Glens Falls Dragons going to be home to see Boonville tomorrow night at 7. So thanks for watching tonight here on YouTube. The Outlaws victors over the Glens Falls Dragons 14-4. And we will see you back here at Damaski Field on Saturday for a 7 o'clock